I've been using Macs on and off for, I suppose, quite a few years. Depends on what I'm doing, but I've just come across a feature. But I've just come across a feature where you can, I mean, in OBS, you know how you can, there's a filter, there's a blur filter, or if you, I don't know if you might have to install it separately, but I think I have at times, I'm not too sure, whatever. If you're using an older version of OBS Studio. But and then you just have your face blurred out like a box around your head, and then you click on invert, and then it reverses everything so the outside of the scene is sort of blurred out, but you won't be blurred out. Well, there's no need to muck around with that now if you want to have a bit of a blur, especially if you want to have it more evenly, because I've been able to blur out the background for the most part, but the microphone's been out of focus with the blur, like, you know, you might have it half in. It just looks unnatural. So I've come across this new feature. Well, it's probably been out for a while. I just haven't been paying attention. I've come across this feature on the Mac computer, which is really cool. I'm using an M1 iMac, which is what I use for the camera for my videos. But there's a little feature if you're using an iMac or I don't know, a MacBook Air or something like that, or maybe even a MacBook Pro. Have a look at the top right-hand corner of your Mac computer. We've got the time and the date, or you might just have yours set up for the time only. I've got the time and date. Just to the left of that, there's a little icon that looks like two switches. One's sort of light color, one's a darker color. If you click on that, it's like a little panel. It's a very quick panel where you can turn Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on or off and all that sort of stuff that you may be familiar with. Now, there's a thing called video effects, and then it's got OBS. There's a little subheading that says OBS and then portrait. So this does what the iPhone does. It puts it in portrait mode. Check it out right now. There you go. So now I've got the background blurred all evenly. It might be a little bit harsh, but I think it still looks quite good. Pity you can't adjust it, but I'm quite happy with that. Now I've got the background and it's nicely blurred. It's all even. At least it's even now, unlike the blur filter in OBS Studio, which you have to do it around the outside of you, and it may or may not stuff up the microphone blur. You can see with the between my head and the headphones, it's sort of struggling there. But otherwise, I think it's doing quite a good job, a reasonable job. And also, the microphone here is, well, for the most part, it's mostly in focus, and I think that's pretty impressive. I think that is quite unreal. Having the portrait mode, now maybe you already know about this function, but I've only just come across it, and I think it's really, really cool. So I'm just going to turn that function back on, the portrait mode on the Mac. It didn't occur to me that that was there. I either didn't know about it or I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I'd say I didn't know about it. Otherwise, believe me, I would have been using it by now. There you go. That's the portrait mode on the Mac. So that's built into your Mac. So you know. So there you go. You can basically kiss the blur filter on the in OBS Studio goodbye if you're using a Mac computer. So there you go. It's just a little and I only just found about that, and I'm really happy. Personally, I think it looks good. Let me know what you think, or maybe you might want to try it yourself, but I just reckon it's a really cool feature. Anyway, I just sort of share that, and hopefully I've helped somebody out there, but yeah, I just sort of share it because I'm really happy that I found that function. I didn't even know it was there. It was there all the time. So there you go. Anyway, that's all from me, and bye until next time.